What exactly are arrays? So the first thing you need to know is that what arrays are fundamental data structures in JavaScript that allows you to store and manage collection of what data under a single variable name. Do you understand what I just said? Arrays are fundamental data structures in JavaScript, allowing you to what store, manage collection of what data under a single variable name. Now, what exactly do I mean by collection of data under a single variable name? Now, let me show you what I'm saying. So if I come here now and I say, what if you want to have, let's say you want to have collection of fruits, right, inside one particular variable name? How do you do it? Do I just say let equals to then this? I can say orange. I can also come here and say pineapple. As you can see, this is already an error. Because yes, what you're trying to do is you're trying to store multiple values in one word variable name. What is an error? That is where array now comes in. Now, basically what array is that what? Array is allows you to store multiple data. It can be the same data type, it can be different data types inside one particular variable name. And how do you store your array? This is how you store your array. You have what? Let roots equals to what? You have your angle brackets. They cannot have what? Orange. They can have your pineapple. Then you can have what? Your apple. Do you understand? You can have multiple. Then you can have how many apples you have? You can have 20. Do you get? Can I see that I am not just storing strings. I'm storing what? String number. I can also what? Store boolean. As you can see, multiple what? Data type inside of the space. Do you get it now? Now this is basically what your array is. So your array is saying that what you can store multiple value inside what fruit. Now if I go ahead and I say console log fruits, what will I have? I should have this. So as you can see, it's having what? Orange, pineapple, apple, 20 and what? Fruit. All of the values. Do you get it now? Now this is basically what your array is talking about. So you can have what? Multiple values all stored into one particular variable name. Is this clear to everybody? Now, note, declaring an array, how do you declare it? With your angle brackets. Angle bracket. Not with your parentheses, not with curly braces. Angle. I need you to look at it. Angle bracket. It's very important. So they are different. In JavaScript, you have to be very, very, very observant. So declare your arrays with what? Angle bracket. That's how you declare what array. Now, that is basically what array is all about. So understanding how to what create and access array is crucial for any Java, as arrays are used extensively in web development, data manipulation, and algorithm design. So they provide an organized way to handle multiple values, enabling what efficient storage and retrieval of information. Now, from handling storage values together. Do you guys understand? Sometimes I want to have, just like I showed you, you want to have different type of fruits together in one particular variable. You want to be able to access different fruits from one. You understand? They are all grouped together. What do you use an array? Do you get it? That is basically what array is talking about. Now, creating arrays in JavaScript can be created in several ways. The most common method is using an array literals, an array constructor. So this is just the way we've created an array, right? So this is an empty array, doesn't have anything. This is an array that has what 5 numbers. This is an array with what apple, banana, and what orange. Then this is an array of mixed data types. So you have one, you have hello, you have true, you have null, and you have what? Undefined. Do you get it now? Now this is basically different arrays. So you also have what? Array constructor. So the array constructor can also be created, can also be used to what? Create arrays. One less common array than array literal. It's important to understand. Now this is not very common. The way to create arrays is what? This. You understand? Now this is like, I feel like it's already becoming a little bit outdated, although sometimes we need it because you're trying to create new arrays, sometimes from existing arrays. We'll get to that part. So as you can say let array constructor equals to what? New array. So you've created an array like this. This is an empty array, right? This is an array that has what? 5. This is an array that has what? 5 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this particular way of creating an array is the same thing as what? This. Do you get it now? But this is a much more complicated way. And this was how arrays used to be created. Now this is what they call an array constructor. These are what? Array literals. These array literals are the most modern way, like modern ways in which what arrays are what created. Now, that's basically that about arrays. I think I've already introduced us to arrays. Do you understand it? Can I move on to the next example? Or any question before moving on? Any question? Any question, please? All right, no question. Now, one thing that you need to understand again in arrays is indexing, right? Now, I want us to think. I said something in JavaScript. I said something when we started JavaScript. I said, in JavaScript, most of your elements start from where? In JavaScript, your element starts from where? No. In JavaScript. Say it now. Good. 0. Every element starts counting from where? 0. Do you get it now? So I make mention of what? The string. So if I say Paul, so yes, that's 4 letters, but then that's what? 0, 1, 2, 3. Do you get it now? That is basically what I want. Now, it's the same thing with your array. Your array, you start counting your values from where? From where? 0. So will you tell me which value right here now has a value of 0? Eh? Orange. Are you sure? Is it orange or O? Okay, it's orange. That's actually the answer. So the answer is what? Orange. Why? Because orange comes first in what? In this particular array. So every single thing here right now is attributed to the value of what? Fruit. Do you get it now? So the orange is the first thing that comes first in what? Your fruit. Pineapple is second. Apple is third. 20 is fourth. And then what? True is fifth. So you're going to have what? 0, 1, 2, and 3, and what? 4. Starting from where? 0. Do you get it now? That is basically what your array indexing is talking about. So array indexing is talking about where your array starts counting from. Now it starts counting from where? 0 to infinity. Do you get it now? That's basically what your array indexing is. So and let me come here and read this out. So once an array is created, you can access its elements using their index. Array indices in JavaScript starts from where? 0. Now, what is this thing saying? If I want to get the value of Apple, how will I get it? Talk now. 2, right? So you can have console log.
How is this that?
Console log. How am I going to get it? I want us to think about it. Let's just think about it. How will I get the value of what? Apple. He said 2. That's correct. So how will I get it? Will I just write 2 here? Will I write 2 here? Angle bracket good, then 2. Why? Because this angle bracket is not detecting that this fruit is a what? Good. and it's trying to get the value of what 2 inside of the array. So if you come right here and you check it out, what Apple. Do you get it? Now that is basically what your indexing is talking about. So indexing is saying that okay, if something is in a particular place, you are going to be using what this particular the index of it to fetch out the individual data. So if I want to fetch out the individual data of true, that will be what 4. Good. So I can have what 4 right here. So if I save it, you should see the boolean coming out and saying what true. Do you understand it now? This is how indexing is done. So you have what fruit, then the number, that's the index of the word of that particular data you're trying to get. That's how you get a particular element. Is it clear to everybody? Any questions so far? Okay. All right, moving on. So as you can see, I think we've done this. So we can also do work on modifying elements. So now I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to like use it as an example. If you check this place, you have what fruits equals to apple, banana, and orange, right? But right here they did fruits, then what? Position 1 equals to what? Grape. What will now be the new array? New array now will be what? Apple. Okay, apple group or no. Yeah, apple, grape, orange. Why? It's replaced what? Banana. So that's what? Apple, grape, and then what? Orange. Now this is how you can replace array. You can replace arrays. You can easily replace. Now there are more ways in replacing arrays or modifying arrays. That's where your array indexing comes in, which we'll also do today. But for now, you also need to understand that you can easily replace arrays by putting another value there, and it automatically works. Now, if we check this out now, we did what? Fruits, then kiwi. Now, what's 3? 3 is what? 0. Now, don't forget grape, 1, then 2. Now, it's going to come after what? Orange. If we did 2 here, it would replace orange. But we did 3, that means we want to append it to what? To the array. So that now what? 0, right here, 1, 2, then 3 for kiwi. Do you understand it now? Now this is how you can modify arrays. Now, I think we've actually done. Okay, you haven't. What's the question? You have a question. Okay, I'm trying to check the code. Okay. Sorry, first is going to be push. I'm going to talk about push. I'm going to talk about hop for each. I'm going to explain what map is, and then we're going to what filter. You have a question? No, it's going to replace.
No. So it's about names.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
then can we still use font?
Prompt.
That is
not exactly. Prompt is used for a single value, just getting one particular value. So why exactly would you be using prompt in array? So if you want to change, you can use array methods that it will actually change these things. Now, prompt most of the time is not. In fact, most of the time people don't use prompt. You have to create your own logic. Create your. People like to actually create their own how their own prompt is going to look like. So you get it. So most of the times you are not really going to be using prompts, but I'm just using prompts to explain certain things. So for your your array doesn't need prompt. Why? Because it's multiple value. Prompt is what only one value, they're expecting one value. You get one value, that's what prompt is expecting. But You have array of length. Array of length basically what returns the number of elements in the array. So if I ask you now, if you do array of length for this, what's the length of this array? 5, right? So you have orange, which is 1, pineapple 2, apple 3, 24, and what? True 5. Then the index of orange is what? 0. Index of pineapple is what? 1, 2, 3, and then what? 4. Now that's what array of length. Now how do you do that? I can also say what? Fruit dot what? Length. Fruit dot length. So if I check it out now, I should have what? 5. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? So accessing elements of bounds. What this means is banana and what? Orange. What's the how many you have? Trying to access a particular index of what? 5. Does 5 exist? No. It's just that's basically what undefined is. Undefined is saying that okay, you actually set the variable name, but you've actually not defined it yet. Do you get it now? That's why it's going to say what? Undefined. So now this is a quick exercise. I'm not going to use our time. I'm not going to be doing it. Please go ahead and try all of these things. There is a reason why I'm telling you to try it, because you see all these little tasks that I'm giving you is what's going to build you for the big big projects that are coming up. So I think they've shared it to groups now, right? Check now, that's how it is. These things are what is going to prepare you for the big projects that are coming. And one thing I want you to do is please reach out to your group members. How many of you have reached out to your group members? You've created who created a group? Supervisor. Okay. How many of you are in the same group? You and Joy. Then you and Joy. You and who? You know your group member, okay? You've not checked. Then you should actually have a group member. Have a group member. What about you? Not check. Mr. Ebenezer, have you checked? Everybody needs to check. Know your group member. Reach out to them. It's very important. Reach out to them. And that's the thing about group projects, right? The thing about group projects is, the thing about group projects is you should not wait for people to do something before you do it. Because if you're working in an organization, so that's how it is. You should not wait for certain, or else you have to always assume that people are not, no, don't always assume that people are not competent. But you have to always assume that things have to function around you. Do you understand it now? So if nobody's reaching out to you, reach out. Because in the end, if you're going to group all of you together, so if anything does not work, you cannot say, it's not because of this person now. They will actually fail everybody. That's how it is. That's the thing. If your group does not work, if your group does not present something,